We're back. We're on stream. Definitely didn't have to do a whole bunch of updates because Streamlabs doing weird stuff and changing either the recording, encoding, or the stream output, but stuff happens. Starting a bit late, but c'est la vie. So, it's a holiday. Making bunny themed stuff because, heck it, why not? You can see Zhao down in the bottom there, which might give you a hint that it's some Zenless themed stuff. I'll play with the volume of the music in the background so we're not drowning everything out. And I think good to go. Maybe? Works for me. Yeah, it's been so long since I've been on stream doing one of these that Fusion opens up entirely different now. Surprise! They made it even more better in the way that if you don't know what you're doing and they won't tell you what you're doing before you get to this point, you're just lost. So if you ever did the stuff way back when, having interlocking parts that moved together through their system of joints and all that, forget how you usually started. You gotta go to hybrid design now, because I don't know why. They just wanted to make their file system work that way. So it's new, it's exciting. Does it work? Sometimes. So I'm just gonna go with the old tried and true method of, yeah, we know how this works. Yeah, totally. The most important thing, though, is because we're making one of the magic ball items from Zenless. I've made one before. Don't remember how big it was because when I worked on this, it was a year and a half ago. Don't remember. If I can find how big this radius is, though, that'll help, so that we can actually get one of these in a similar scale. Oh, I only made it small, so it's like a 3-inch diameter. Definitely designed for display purpose and printing with a resin machine. So we got that one. We'll keep it as a reference there. But what we're working on is the rabbit themed one. So I'm going to start as I always do. Go into the folder of many things. Pull up the reference photos that we already grabbed from Hoyo Lab. And kind of make a guess from there of our size that we're going for here. So, as always, canvas, go into there, and then we calibrate with our best guess of, we said, roughly a 3-inch, 75 millimeter diameter of the ball, and that'll give us that side. The front, well, entirely different. So, surprise, another one. Why does it look like a rabbit? I don't know. They just theme these Wenjins really good. This one has ice cream for some reason. Why? Rabbit theme. Alright, let's take a look-see from the side-on view. Not too bad for a guess and check of position. Because I literally just pulled these images off Google search, so from the overlap there, it looks pretty close with those side elements there. So I think that'll give us enough that we can work with, and then for the decals and logos here, some can be etched in, and also do, we can use the cooking show magic and check out that roughly, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago when Zhao first came out. I decided, hey, let's work on a funny prop, because why not? So we already have the Moon Rabbit logo that shows up there. I don't know if that text gets used anywhere, because Zenless, they just put cool logos on things. So we'll see what actually shows up. Have to figure out what that character is, but other than that, not too difficult. Which I think means I can actually start playing. Plan of the day for here, though, is I think we just cheat and make everything into a sphere. Can definitely do our guess and check of that and see if it roughly overlaps. I have a feeling it will. But that way it shows us that no, it's not quite a perfect sphere. So we're going to have to fiddle around, do some creative design here. So we will probably still use that center point of the origin here. And we'll go that way. We add 46, 46. And then we'll keep this, the remaining 29 to make 75. Sure, that's going to be over-constrained, but that's okay. It will let us find our midpoint right there, which roughly lines up with the center of the side orbs, which is what we need. So, with that knowledge, then we have these side panels here, which seem to be roughly parallel. And just basically sketching out things so that we can get revolving later. Do that. That seems fine. So, we'll get this curvature out so that we can do something good with it, hopefully. Actually, I don't know if that's the smart way, because looking at where this arc is landing, we don't know if that's the top of the rabbit head. So, do we dedicate and just commit? I think that might be the play. So, we'll use what kind of looks like some sort of standoff there. Just use that. And if we're really smart, do that as a construction so that we can get a tangent line there and it doesn't make it all lumpy bumpy. Better. Now, if we do that, this as well. So That puts us a little high there. So let's go to that and adjust as we go. Because every little bit that we actually end up adding proper dimensions to makes it easier later on that we can fiddle and play as we need to. So if we leave that cap there, keep that width at 3.5, go somewhere in the ballpark of that. Now, if we go there, if I'm smart, I'll do that construction line trick again. And ultimately what I need is just matching that curvature there and then adding a fillet here so that that can round over to make the cap that we see down below. So I think that'll be our good first estimate. And what I'll do as well here, we'll do that. And I probably should have just continued this arc, but we'll do that. Oops. So basically, what I'm hoping for there is that will make the lower section of the ice cream bucket, and then we'll have the top shell for the top layer there. And once those are done, we can start cutting away what we don't actually need. The only thing that really stands out as being a bit of playing around later is this fin in this area here. Just how that sweeps off. See if I need to do anything silly with lofts later, but I think that'll be a good first attempt at the front profile here. So that will get us enough things that we can start guessing and checking. So if we do that, yeah, that gives us a pretty good shape there. And it almost matches the profile on the back. We'll just have to figure out that sweep that it has. So I think that's a good outer shell guess right there. Cool. So we have that. Then we'll do the revolve for the inside here, which doesn't look quite right. But I think we're also going to be competing with the fact that we don't have to, or we don't get video game physics like they do in Zenless. We have to actually make something that can not phase through itself for fun animations. So we'll just call this our inner shell and use that for now. Now, this one we'll have for the side. those two, our midline, and we'll do that as a new body for now. And again there, because I have a feeling that's going to act as our rotation pin. And then that is our side dome. So going like that, not too bad. For some guess and check, I think we're a little small on the side domes that are red. Not entirely sure, just because the front profile looks good. The side seems to be offset a little. But that's okay. I think I'm happy with that. So, now the question being, do we take that, try and get this closer to the profile that we have in the images? So let's just keep naming things so that we can actually find them in the selection here. I think that'll work. I think then the major things that we have to figure out here are how this will actually slide open and how to do that sweep section there. Okay, so all these side parts can disappear for the moment. As we'll start playing with these. So, might as well start with an arc. Or, let's be clever about this. That shape there needs this pin here to be able to stop things, so we don't need to worry too much about an arc. We just need to know where the top of it lands. So welcome to 3D modeling, where it's just flying the camera around at random angles constantly to figure out what you're actually looking at. Okay, what I'll do, I think something like that. Oops, swear I know how to use a mouse. It's not showing. Consistent. So if we go that way, using that as a cutting plane shouldn't so if we do that, gives us our front side. Now, for be back. I'm gonna just keep panning this camera around. I think what we do a rectangular split using just a best guess. So then I think do something like that, almost at the height there. So maybe a bit more guess and check. Yeah. Okay. That one's free floating. We'll hope that it works. But what I'll need to do before I get absolutely crazy nutso with this, do that so that we actually have a shell that can freely overlap and rotate. Should probably do the same with the inner bucket, but maybe not right now. We'll do that. And through our powers of guess and check, we're just about at the top there. Better? Something. What's up, Ziggy? We're doing rabbit stuff. I think our magic trick is actually using this. So, I think entirely remove that. Don't need it. Get rid of it. Now. That might actually not be the best way to do that. Rabbit-themed video game Borderlands 3. Tiny Tina does count as a rabbit. I don't know if that is in the spirit of the holiday, but I appreciate it just the same. So if I emboss that over this way, no, it's not going to like it because it's not as free. Okay, so I got greedy. Let's bring that back. And then do some quick math there. It's going to be about a 4mm. Resurrection portals, yeah. Do the resurrection portals pull you out from a random cave? Maybe. I don't know how Borderlands physics works. Does that line up? Pretty close. And then when we have the inner shell in there, I think that works. So it's just some of these parts that are sweeping a little weird. But that's okay. Now, whatever this looped tail is doing, we gotta figure out. They reconstruct you when you die, sometimes it's in a cave. The ongoing joke in the game is creators also don't know how to use the new U system works. It just does. Don't worry about it. Okay, so I haven't played Borderlands 3, but by the sounds of it, a lot of it is still tongue-in-cheek, just the same it was in Borderlands 1 and 2 of just, don't worry about it, it's fine. Everything's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm okay with that. As long as nobody's getting entirely misappeared, I think we'll be okay. I haven't Borderlands, I don't think, ever since I built this new computer. It always kind of just felt like it was supposed to be an Xbox game in my mind, and, you know. Don't know if it fully translated over for me, because it's definitely a controller game with the way that everything's set up. Alright. Funny sweep, funny sweep, funny sweep. Everything on controller because I can't figure out mouse and keyboard. I agree. Some games just feel like they're made for controller. Halo Infinite, played it entirely on PC. Could not figure out mouse and keyboard to save my life. The only times that was forced to be a thing was, oh dear, the batteries in my controller fell over. Time to trial by fire learn how to do this. Did it go well? Most certainly not. Actually, let's be clever. This is definitely a funny way of doing it. I'm not gonna argue with that. Ahoy! Funny way of doing things. This is basically going to get that line split across there. And then my gamble here is that I can just drag that along there. Will it work? Not swappable rechargeable batteries for that very reason. I'm gonna have to check what's going in here. No, I'm bad. I got Energizer that are now on the desk. But that's okay. We're not playing that video game right now. But here you go, Ziggy. Oh. Tracking camera is doing its best. Xbox 360 controller in its... Ooh. How old is this thing? 15 years? Longer? Almost retro? Yeah, I have the Smack Talk keyboard because it makes it feel like the Duke. NASA Moonstream. Can we picture in picture the Moonstream? See? They feel the same. Big. Big. It's got the little bit in between. Also makes it feel like the Wavebird for GameCube, which Too much? Actual NASA... No, not on the actual moon. Near the actual moon. Ziggy, did you forget about Artemis 2? Alright, Pixel Dragon. It's time to do some quick math. What's their transmit rate from the actual module? Like, are we getting 10 megapixel photos every 20 minutes type deal? Maybe one at a time. Nope. Okay. Well, we use the magic. Of... that might not work. Let's give it a try, though. That's cheating. They have live voice reporting back and forth, which we're mostly just talking about observations. When I was driving earlier today, they also mentioned that they'd be doing kids question period for all the astronauts, which I'm all about. Let's have the wildest out of left field questions from the 7-year-olds. Let's see what happens. Are we gonna proofread the questions? Maybe. It'd be funnier if we didn't. Just give the kid the microphone. Garden gnomes are secretly from the moon, and they come to life at night, but have to return the same spot every day and not get caught. Ziggy, that's wild. Have you not watched the Wallace and Gromit short where they go take a picnic on the moon? I don't recall any gnomes being there. Which to me... what did I do when I was yapping and I broke something? Okay. That's still there. That's good. Something something Wensleydale. Wallace and or Gromit. Okay, well let me just use that. Perfect. So then I can split our outer shell using that surface. Yes. Two bodies. You can go live in infamy there. So I haven't seen any Wallace and or Gromit movies. Movie night when? Oh dear. You're in for a treat. Now, why was it doing that? I think I'll make my waffle easier and just cheese with that. No cheese. Cheapest viewers on stream, boo. Oh boy. Now I gotta remember how I remove those. Because I don't think I'm logged into the right stuff, because I had to just jump into stream random chance and hope that everything did. Exploding my mind? Oh no. Alright. I just have to go into the mod view on my telephone. There we go. Explode the bot with your mind. Ziggy, I don't know if it counts of cheap people, but I will watch you for free. I have been eagerly awaiting the next cooking stream. If I get an invite to Thunder Bay, I will definitely come throw as many of whatever denomination of legal tender, or illegal tender, honestly. If you wanted to just get pelted with Chuck E. Cheese tokens, I will find Pizza Rat tokens for you, good sir. Yippee! I got an invite. Alright, now the problem is I got a goddamn mess of stuff going on here. Hey, that looks right. This part just looks wrong. Ah, beans. Alright. No! No! Okay, you're all cut from the same cloth. Why are you arguing here? Alright. I did something very illegal at some point, I guess. What do I got for illegal tender? Alright, Ziggy. Do you want to see the most illegal tender? Illegal. Ew, gross. What even is that thing? A chicken tender. That would be good. No, I just have a little pouch of treasures, which include funny challenge coins. Racing Miku. Funny PAX West coin. You just have to go collect little treasures. Live out your best goblin life, take all the shiniest rocks, jam them in your mouth. Just goblin stuff. Now, alright, I rolled the timeline back. I was hoping that it would allow me to be a cheeky little monkey. Oh, it's not letting me though. If I do this. No. Rude. Okay. Fine. What we'll do is go right to the source. I mean, yes, you could. You could come visit. You can steal things from the in-progress shelf. If it disappears, I might not even notice. I'm gonna try that. There, now it's happy. And start cleaning up things. Fun fact, most geologists check what kind of rocks minerals are by licking them. It's true. Beg for armor tutoring? No, you don't have to beg, you just say, hey, I'm coming over. Just maybe not for the next 2 weeks because it's absolute chaos in the house right now with getting ready for Kovacon. Backyard dogs. Dude, it was like 19 out today. It is barbecue season. Well, this is just being an absolute pain. Okay, I can figure some of this out, but once it hits that point, it just says, Ziggy, you know I would love to come see your backyard bears. Let's just be silly. Get real silly with it. Yeah, the large dog with the roundest of ears. We just start screaming, can I pet that dog? Well, that got rid of everything, so on the right path, I guess. I don't know why this is struggling so much. It should just be make orb. Sometimes its math inputs are nuts. Not sure why it thought I wanted orb. But here we are with orb. I could ponder the orb. What actually is being left behind there? Ah, it's this funny loop. That might be entirely what's throwing it off. Maybe? Nearly? Ever strange. I think I'm just gonna cut my losses and stop futzing with that. And since I know it is already spherical there, it won't have to worry about overlap. So, I can just cheat the system. Or, what if... if we do that, will it yell at me? I bet it will. Surprisingly, no. Concerning. It's a new adventure every day, holy cow. That will maintain that, though. So I'm okay. Small dog apples. Are they good dogs? Shy. I don't know. You sent me pictures of the dogs. They're very much not dog, but they're good. Too awkward and busy to reach out. Love to come over and receive some costuming wisdom. Halo armor feels real daunting. Because you're trying to get the costume done for... oh, what is it called? Halo Fest? Well, good news. This dum-dum just ordered like 10 kilograms of filament this morning because it was on sale. So, supply is there if you need print machine. Scaling is very scary. Yeah, I agree. Scaling is always just throw at it and see what happens. Even though my armorsmith mannequin is pretty dialed in, sometimes it's just guess and check. Shaking it in your boots? You don't gotta, it's not that bad. Ziggy, steaming of PLA. I will always argue that it's a crime. A crime that paid off, but a crime just the same. Which version of Psycho was that? Because I don't recognize it, so I'm gonna guess it's from one of the newer Borderlands. Alright, fair point. He uses the ancient magics against me, using it in the Canadian method that I understand. If can heat form skate, why not face mask? Borderlands 4. Yippee! So new stuff as you're playing new game? What a treat. Handheld steamer for... yeah. I don't know if that would get us hot. Alright, I know what character you're going with when you're playing Borderlands. Because I saw Notoba chime in, and I remember way back when, yep. Give me a bucket and I'll show you a bucket, amongst other things about a poop train. Because that was Creek? Way back in Borderlands? Oh no. Oh no. I'm worried for what sous vide creations you're gonna make. Oh, that went cuckoo bananas. For me. Tear the flesh, salt the wound. Oh no. That will be a nightmare cooking stream. I'm in for it. Is there a Borderlands cookbook? There's gotta be. There's cookbooks for everything. They made Halo cooking book. They gotta make Borderlands one. Oh, so there is a Borderlands cooking book. That's fantastic. I'm sure it's chaotic, but hey, that's what we're here for. What the heck am I gonna do with this? No, I don't need that. I need a funny art. Yeah, that'll work. Conform to some sort of shape. I don't know if it'll go quite as far as we need though. So I might need to do some more trickery here. That's the wrong one entirely. That's what I'm doing wrong. I'm not reading. May need need to steal a Halo file. Okay. Just name whichever one you like, and you can just run away with it. Doing that. So I might even just keep on cheesing this. Oops. Here I was thinking that this would be an absolutely easy thing to play around with. Oh, the Lasky stuff, yeah. I don't have a sewing pattern for the jacket. The stuff that I have is the armor parts, because yep, flip. Oh jeez, what does she go by on the various things? We have the power of file system. We'll go into the costumes. We'll go into the Halo 4 land. We were doing Sarah and Osmond stuff. That's not gonna give the best picture. We'll go all the way out into here. Sarah and Osmond. The armor parts for the spine and the back of Lasky. Because we definitely were doing some creeping on Sarah and Osmond way back when. So I think she still has the pattern for the padded vest, but it is more designed for the female version, because she was focused on Sarah and Osmond or Parangoski, because Oni Spooks apparently was the vibe. Here, I'll even save this as a little treat. I did it. Oh, actually, I don't know if that fell over. I made a channel points thing that was just the reminder to save. because boy howdy am I the best at saving. I love saving progress in Autodesk things. I do it all the time. I neurotically press Control S constantly. Oh, hydrate. Yay! Actually, that's a good question. Did the funny redeem pictures come through? Hey! You found the untitled emote. See, I didn't have untitled on here. It's fine. That's all gone now. My crimes are hidden. I'd say I'm redeemed, but that would be a lie. And that's okay, because I saved. And now Fusion is absolutely crashing. We love this program so much. Telling it to do things like offsetting a face, that's way too much effort. Get rid of that. I might have actually killed it. Good thing I saved, huh? Oh, no. It just failed out. Oh, no. We got white screen. We saved. We'll do the oldest trick in the book. Close Chrome for more processing power. So many emotes. What the heck? Alright. We're good there. Which means if we go back to... Oh geez, where was that? Before these? We'll use the power of timeline to do what we need to. Ah. Now that's confused. So that becomes this. And then this is all borked in math. So now I gotta redo that. Ah, no. That's okay. More control points now. In theory, it should be easier. Don't know why it's not liking that. Let's remove some of these along the way. Yeah. Oh, that's really lumpy bumpy and I don't like that. But at least this is pretty similar to where we were before. years of just fine-tuning and seeing what it'll actually let us do. I'm sorry if it's not the most exciting thing of just watching the slider go and seeing when the computer will explode. But it kind of feels that way right now. Hey, it does. B. Well, that's interesting. How did it do that? This one disappears, and that then becomes part of this. Oh, actually, if we're smart, which we sometimes are, let's split some of this up. Let's remove all those. So, if I do... Helps if I grab the right stuff. Just simplify it. And then probably want to do this. Do some funny roundovers there. This might be going way too far. So let's this one. Gets that. And just make that pop a little proud. And for some reason it's not letting me grab the face there. Which, neat, I guess? Oh, I'm in variable. That's why. Cool. Better. Now we can mash it onto the shell here. And start blending things in. Bunny stuff? Bunny stuff. Great. That makes me happy. Doesn't really look like a lot, but got through some weird stuff, which makes me happy. So I think that warrants a save. So oh geez, what do we got left? Gotta make those side ears, which I think means going into the purple mode. We need that stop pin and then the rotating handle here. So, remember how we closed Chrome? I think I need another reference image. What's going on in the back here? We got a funny round, possibly an outlet. Weird. I guess you gotta plug in the ice cream machine somehow. So sure, that's what we go with. And then it has a 4-pronged handle. Alright, ice cream. Let's find the middle of everything. Maybe middle. And then we have our outlet, which is going to be a little bit bigger than that. So that we can end up having that like so. And then that one can be like that. So then those two revolve, which is good. And hey, we're in luck. They didn't say boo to you. We're putting this not on center. That makes me a happy chappy. Because perspective is a little weird there. But I think that works for our handle. So, how am I actually going to get this to work? We'll go with something like that. And then we'll call that good? Question mark? From the other side. Yeah. We'll do that in parts and then figure it out as we go. But that gives us the details there that we need. I think that works. Is it good? Maybe. Definitely in parts. Just so we don't lose anything. Okay. Now, I think that one and this one can disappear. This one, we shall pick that of the thickness. We want half as much. And then on these, probably less than, just so that can join in. Did I bullseye it? I don't think so. But I'm not going to complain about being as close as that is. So if this... section. It looks a little suspect, but I think that works. So then this and that can join for now. And then from this angle, I guess we're going to turn off the section view. You can see that there's 4 cutouts in the actual ice cream wheel there. So, hide that. That will. It's my first day. Do something like this so that we have an offset. Do a best guess there. So then, if we cut through, pretty close, maybe a bit narrower of an angle. And then we'll do a pattern of what we just did, about there, 4 times. I think that'll work. And then that handle can get paste it on. And if I was clever, I'd do all this and then tell the machine to copy it over instead of myself. Chance. We need 2 features now, and did it do it? It did it. Yippee. So then that handle can all become one object. And even further, and it might just start throwing a fit. So we'll leave that there. Okay. Funny bunny plug on the rear. What profile did that actually grab? Make that into a new thing. And if I was smart, I would have done that in the sketch. I am not smart though, so I didn't. And I think we do this, and all that hard work we did to get that sweep to work is no longer needed. Oh well. It was fun when we did it. Oh, no, I borked something there. We'll get the stuff out of the way. Better. That makes more sense. And I believe the overall animation for all this nonsense is these. Go around like this, and then ice cream is served out of this opening. Yippee, ice cream. So we're almost there. It's just a little bit of cleanup and some detailing. I don't go here, so I have no choice but to believe you. You don't go to Zenless U? You don't go to the gambling machine? You don't just put your credit card in and say, yippee! Alright. I'm gonna save. Be really... I only saw... yeah. I'm breaking my rule. I got 2 gambling games. But it's okay. I'm allowed 2 gambling games. Because I'm not playing multiple miniatures games. And that's all I'm gonna tell myself. Zero self-control. Yeah. Oh, I get your gambling game? Thanks, man. I appreciate it, because then that makes it so I don't feel bad about playing 2 gacha games. You can have one of my tabletop miniatures games then. Let's do some silly wizardry. Actually, if we were smarter, probably would have done this different. But no turning back now. We're just playing with tubes. Just keep bending things into shape. Hoping for the best. To make some funny bunny ears. Ooh, that's not right. We need everything. These could just kind of squish into the center there. And I don't know how I feel about that. Will it work? Yeah, maybe. Yes, every tabletop can be a miniatures game if you hang out with short people. Luckily, I count as the short people. Yeah, I think we both count as short people. Close. See? I counted short because you gave an upper bound that I am less than. the system works. Yeah, we're both doomed. Alright, so this is the point where we basically say, heck it, we're using this one as the master for reference, because that side ain't doing us any favors. We'll just lumpy bumpy our way through. Your dad is a giant. That's all I'm gonna say. What the heck? How does he even fit in a car? Or is that why you have giant Jeep? Offensive and defensive line? Alright, so now you're giving hints as to who. Interesting. You're giving away stat line. We can find things out and then dox Ziggy through the powers of CFL. Panic? We don't panic? Well, don't worry, I'm not gonna start digging through Tycat's rosters in the middle of the crafting stream. This was more an adventure for a little treat for my parents, who are more CFL oriented than I am, at least on that half of the country. BC Lions is my go-to. Someone has to cheer for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. It will not be me, though. Potentially works. We got funny green gummy bunny ears that kind of just zoop over. Tweak that slightly so that it doesn't actually interfere with the side cap there. If that one goes far enough, so we'll just drag that down. Make absolutely certain that it's in amongst that. Okay, do that, and same there, and in theory, Maybe I'll do some colors in here, just so that I can actually keep track of the parts. Let's go paint. We got that. We got green. We got ice cream colors below. And beans. We can do a funny trick. Download that one. We call this gray. Surprise, it's not gray. It's pink. Close enough. At least for now. Ew. Actually, I don't like that color at all. Ew. Why did I do that? Great Grandpa, on the other hand, easy to find. Won a championship with the What? Okay. We're learning the deep lore. What pink is this? Lighter, isn't it? It's probably... Yeah. Yeah. Something in that ballpark. Yeah. Cherry Miku. Oh, we should have done first day of spring and then Sakura Miku stuff. That would have been way smart. Oh, jeez. You're so smart. God damn it. How did you get so smart? That's so clever. Okay. Good. Great. We got this. Which in theory I should have just kept as a thing in the first place. Because I think the play here is do that. And... oh no, Miku's in my walls. I can hear her ooey-ooing. This becomes a channel. That's not so drastic. Yeah. copy so we don't lose everything. Yeah. Biggest problem with Miku. Oh no. Self-deprecation humor on a day like today. Ice cream. And I guess what we do is that if we're actually smart, there we go. Something like that. Better. Then you put the ice cream in there. And then I'll wait until I mirror for that. Go that way, so this lives in there. So that's fine what I have. Okay, good. Almost understanding what I'm making. We got green goobers, they stay there. We've got that. So it's basically for detailing. Have to do the funny outlet and then a bunch of filigree on the front face for the moon rabbit, which is not too bad. Of course, it's not mirror symmetric. Gosh dang it, Zenless. Why you gotta be that way? Where do I want to play? I want to play somewhere down here. We'll do one of those. And that's okay. Do an offset there. And we'll do that as a guide. And just do that. A little chaotic, but that's okay. Okay. Do a little bit of cleanup on that surface. Same back there. will, because that is not a sphere, it's just masquerading as one. Yeah. Okay. And you are not concentric. You're a fibber. Will that bother me? Yes, it will. Easiest way for this with what I got. Might not even be. Let's not do it that way. We just cheese it. Flailing in the cheese. Better. Much better. And that'll actually give us a button. Are you concentric? Yes. Cool. No, I don't want chamfer. Is there anything else that goes on this thing? I don't think so. Just some small notches. Oh, and that stop. That would be important. Let's do that. Actually, let's be smart and do that. Let's do something that we know is exactly in the center here. Oh boy, more streamer viewers. Yippee! where the center is there. That's good. And then if I do something like this, if you would like a bunch of copyright-free music, I might know where to find a metric buttload of lo-fi. And more importantly, what are you drawing? What are you doodling? What funny little guys are you creating today? Lancer campaign. Oh yeah. I forgot that I had the wonders of the showing the Spotify playlist in the display. Yeah, the funny little guys. Change how that works. My question here, will that throw everything off? Yeah, it will. One fella's between Spy Kids and Jet Set. Hell yeah. I don't know why, but my brain just said Spy Kids, but Kids Next Door was the thing that came in. I don't know if that's too Canadian of a thing. Will the other people not know what we're talking about when we say Codename Kids Next Door? Might have done myself a disservice there. That's in 3. Okay. Let's save and do something a little dicey. Kids in the everywhere. Kids in the hall. Codename Kids Next Door. They're spies. Okay, this plus that. And let's see if it'll let me be... No, almost. Oh, it's not quite beans. Which makes me question. That's 8, and this to that is not 8. How did that happen? Fancy Noble still has lavish gold medals adorning otherwise sci-fi uniform and themed around Orchid Mantis. Oh geez. It's bugs o'clock. Two antenna. Alright, I need to see this one later. That sounds cool as shit. Making a disco party. Hide my crimes. Hiding crimes. Of course it won't let me do that. That was too greedy. However, we have something here. Oh, I'm done. I need outer one. Little bug thoughts section. Oh no. That sounds like the chaos of what I did in one D&D campaign, which was basically playing as some sort of warrior skald, and kept a Word document on my tablet at the time, which I was using for the D&D adventure, that was just chronicling the world as he saw it. and misappropriating all the information that was ever given to us just into an absolutely convoluted mess of, here you go, DM, this is the way the world is, and just watch them writhe. Alright, so we have that, have those. DMs love it when you pay attention to their lore and then create it into your own monstrosity. Because one, that's showing that, yeah, you are paying attention and invested in the story. But at the same time, your own little scary fan fiction of how it actually is. What else do I need here? I think I'm just going on to the filigree. Oh, and the top handle there. Entirely out of the woods yet. Struggle with intaking relevant info. Yeah, taking notes is kind of the trick to D&D and other RPGs. Because the big trick, funny word tablet. Oh geez, green screen for days. I have how many ever one-note things of just, yeah, this is nonsense. But it's keeping me interested in the game as it goes on. Kind of a scribbler when it comes to listening to story time, just drawing through whatever is going on. Sometimes, hey, you gave a description of this character, I'm gonna draw whatever. Or I'm entirely distracted, I'm just gonna draw my funny player character. Shame in it, because that's entirely what I do. Video game with people struggle to sit through meetings without just doing the artwork. Yeah. with a certain kind of brain of, okay, I'm keeping my hands busy so that I'm actually locked in. Now, how big do I need that? Oops. Silly. There we go. Just the handle there. To be some sort of wood texture. So let's say a rich mahogany. And this is white. Cool. I think it's time to do filigree and all the fiddly stuff. Just have to do a bit of a stretch first, because holy cow, it has been an exciting couple of weeks of destroying my back through the wonders of, hey, we're gonna go do an absolute buttload of sanding to get ready for KovaCon, or oh boy, let's decide to go for a 6-hour hike. That's a thing that I should make. Do I have a shrimp emote? I should make a shrimp thing. Next time, instead of a save or a hydrate, gotta make the shrimp in. But first, funny filigree. Is it better to mirror this first? I don't know if that is the right choice, but we're making it. This might be a lot taxing on the computer. But we paid for the full CPU. We're gonna use it all. I wonder if there is wonderful lo-fi ultra kill, which I guess is a weird sentence. No, I apologize. You're in the Metroid Geek stream right now. Which Metroid has your partner thrown at you so far? Zero Mission? Alright. That is an excellent choice to start with. That or Zero Mission. That is Zero Mission. Super Metroid. The Switch remake, 10 out of 10. Very good. This. There's so many good Metroids. There's so many okay Metroids. I played a lot of the Prime Hunters on DS way back when. So much so, when paired with Star Fox Command on the DS, that the trigger buttons are just entirely shot because, well, not really the most robust setup. There's a lot of fervor about Prime 4. My best recommendation for that is just give it a shot. It's definitely its own game. there's just a lot of interesting choices in it that I don't know if I agree with, but they're fun. Yeah. The problem with people having takes on video games is a lot of them, when it comes to Metroid, just because, we had to wait 18 years for a follow-up, they were expecting the perfect game. And it is a good game. It's just, it's not the best Metroid Prime experience. It's good. There's a lot of things that don't quite make sense. Good time. If you get the opportunity to try it out, give it a run. I don't actually know what that's attempting to do there in the picture. Well, if you have a Switch 2, I can definitely lend you the cart, because I've done my playthrough, and I don't think I'm going to go through on a hard or deathless run, because I don't know, man. Sea of Sorrow's coming out soon. I'm going to have to play the Bugs game. All the filigree I need, potentially. Or do I make this extra? The only game I own a hard copy of is Dread. Well, I mean, that's probably the best one. If you want to be the geek that looks at all the art books, I treated myself and definitely got the deluxe version of Dread. So we have all the reference material. One of these days I want to work on the fourth suit that appears in that game. I think it's the fourth, because we go through the normal Dread, Varia, Gravity, fourth suit that I will not say what it is. The Fire Emblem Awakening book is so goddamn good. The perfect art book. Pricey, but it's the book. You need that one. Do I have a scan of it? Excuse me while I just go into the... I mean, not piracy. Yippee! The perfect art book. It has everything. Down to the layers in the haircuts. It's amazing. It's so good. Darn, it'd be an absolute shame if we had a Fire Emblem Awakening revival costume group. Will that work? That'll work. Should have read the error message, I guess. Okay, never mind, it's fine. So... the big Lucina figurine. No. The only Fire Emblem Awakening merch that I have is the Figma, which I believe is, yeah, some behind the scenes secrets. My nerd shelf is right here, where all of the Figmas and such are stored. She's perfect. She's beautiful. Oh geez, now how did I have all these put away? Oh, all right. So I understand that you're a Krabben shipper. Is a sulfur, yeah. I am gonna be perfectly honest. When I was playing Awakening, I did a lot of planning of, all right, if I do this, I can maximize who gets to be in a relationship with whomever, and then planning out, okay, sorry, Vake, you don't get to be in love with anyone. It's very mean. My favorite, getting Cecilia to just do crimes as a hero. wish Street Pass was still a thing. Nintendo had it absolutely perfect when just backpack loaded with goodies, Street Pass playing on the bus. 10 out of 10. We went to Emerald City in 2015 and we're just playing Street Pass constantly, firing people through just so that we could collect the different US states and the rare entirely different country because all the Miis had, oh, you met me, I'm from here. Just good little treats that used to exist. Is it because I removed that? Yep, that was entirely it. Ain't that just the way? Business. Might even be able to do some tidy up so that it doesn't look real bad. Will that figure itself out? No. Well, that's okay. Is that asking too much? Yes, it is. So, hey, look, I'm gonna panic save first. Specifically there, huh? What an odd area to have an issue with. see if it'll let us champ for it though. Yep. Okay. Works for me. So then no worries, Ziggy. It's a holiday. We're hanging out. We were just geeking out over Fire Emblem and Metroid. You know, things that you do. But overall, we're almost there. Ain't that just the way? Save and oh, it literally just says moon. Okay, I'm going to give it a try. Oh no, that's all one thing. Oh geez. Oh, jeez. Okay. Let's go and take a look-see. You got a whole 80 of them? I think I got way more than that. But we shouldn't compete about who has the most HD. So, yes, that makes sense. Export. Oh, that went somewhere. Somewhere too. I hope it's the right place. If it's not, oh well. I mean, you can self-medicate with hot dogs. I don't know if that's the right answer. Whoa. Hey, it kind of worked. It's upside down. It's upside down and backwards. Oops. Good enough? It's not just good, it's good enough. Yesterday, because I was visiting family, the inevitable happened of, yes, you have said this thing at one point, and I am an observant parent. I have got you this thing. here is this gift of various mixed nuts so that you can have them while you are driving. So, driving nuts are apparently a thing within our family now. At which point I mentioned the driving tube snacks, which Pringles. My old man heard it as like tube steaks, so it got into the chaos of lighter powered meat terrarium, so that you can have the cooking hot dogs just in your center console. And yeah, I had a feeling, Ziggy, you'd be excited about that prospect. Just having your very own meat terrarium. Do some mirroring of stuff, but overall this is feeling pretty good. Oh, not everything, just this face, please. Oh, I lied. A food truck in case you get snacky. That seems like overkill, good sir. I do not... Do I just quickly Inkscape whatever this is? Alright, we get a new one. Do we cheese it? I think we cheese it. That one, this one, that one. Yippee. Actually, let's cheese it even more. Well, look. Just a small thing there. Disappear. Reappear. Let's trace the bitmap. Make it a little less crunchy. Maybe? Less crunchy? That bottom section's pretty bad. Let's see if smoothing helps. Kinda not really. It's arguably really bad. Taking the darkest green. Okay. And then awful. So, if we do something like that. Pretty close. Be really lazy about this. Let's get rid of all of this nonsense. Let's get rid of it. I just want the stuff in the characters that I cannot read, and I don't know what they say, but I will learn. Because knowing is half the battle. The other half is red lasers and blue lasers. Doesn't need to be that. Let's just go with our good old buddy Ariel for now. No stroke. Have fill. Make bold. Make small. Make smaller. Okay. That is on a white background because of course it is. Lazy. Stroke paint none. Fill with off-white. We'll go color picker mode. Look for the brightest spot. That's not that bright. Not a fan. We'll go with that. Snap. 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 And that. So we'll go 3 and 3. Make them a nice cherry red. And centered. Come on, give me the snap I want. Snap. Cool. We cheated it. And instead of just saving in a random spot, maybe we'll actually save it in the Zenless Zone. If that... Oh, it could be SGR. Alright. I will give you points there. Decals. Engine. That. Giant decal jump scare. Cool. Something like that. We got a funny ice cream machine. That doesn't need to exist there. Ice cream. You don't go there, but SGR kind of works for abbreviating sugar, and this is the half-sweet bunny, so I agree. It makes sense. You go here. You belong. I'm here. I'm witnessed. Shall we do the in-canvas render and watch the stream absolutely flail and freak out? Because it's that time. It's starting. We go to picture book mode. Yay! Actually, not too bad. But never mind, the camera out entirely. Amazing. It fell over. Render looks nice. Oh, there we go. Did it. Yeah. Welcome to Fusion runs on one core. Fusion runs on one core entirely. So we're going to save that. And it goes there. That the render actually worked. Yippee! We got our little ice cream machine. So I think that means we win. Good job, everyone. We did some Inkscape. We did a lot of questionable stuff within Fusion. Looked at so much Fire Emblem stuff because goddamn is that book pretty. And oh man, we got distracted by a lot of stuff. Bah. It's fine. It's fine. But I'm happy. Made something fun. And as always, once actually cleared up to be printable, I'll have this up for everyone to play around with because Zhao is definitely one of the more fun agents. Not one of the best ones. Fun to play. Yeah, thanks for hanging out and talking all the nerd stuff. I look forward to seeing about your character stuff because, hey, there's a funny little scribble that you said you'd throw my way eventually. So, until next time, I think we'll do another one actually on Sunday next week. Bye for now. I love you all. Good night.